Rest in pieces, down for the count. No revival.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CC, your favorite esports show. And let's hop straight into the news. League of Legends, the LCS, we've had the second to last weekend, this past weekend, go underway in North America. We had Team Liquid continue their dominance, taking their game, their series against Cloud9 2-1. Check it out.
Umphy over the other side of the wall, one to try to go again. He steals it to burst through the frontliner. Thanatos is about to respawn only as Blabber is once again killed. The first Nexus turret is nearly dead. Thanatos has to pop the dominance just for defense. APA ain't afraid to trade, but now a big engage from C9. It's their last stand, and it won't matter. Team Liquid is the best team in the LCS here in regular split 2024 summer. They will take down Cloud9 and stay undefeated.
Now we've got the LCS summer playoffs in just a couple of weeks. We got one more weekend of action. Saturday, August 10th, we'll have NRG versus Team Liquid, and then we'll have Shopify versus 100 Thieves. Then on Sunday, we got FlyQuest versus Cloud9, the absolute banger matchup, which will give us sort of a good idea of who is going to become in second, because obviously Team Liquid's the heavy favorite for the summer playoffs, but FlyQuest and Cloud9 both have a chance to cause an upset here. And then Dignitas versus Immortals. Now, I've seen people debate about Immortals having one of the most impressively bad esports runs since their return to LCS in 2020. They've been at the bottom of the standings pretty much every single season. And this is why a lot of people say franchising model just doesn't work out, because you're going to have these teams that fail over and over again, but there's no repercussions for doing poorly. They can just continue doing poorly, ride the LCS wave, and then maybe sell their spot in 5 years and make a profit. It's not helping the ecosystem at all. Immortals, what are you doing? But we'll have the summer playoffs. All the normal playoff games will be in the LCS arena, and then we'll have the finals in the YouTube theater. Hopefully it packs out with a 5,000 person crowd. It gets loud and it gets hype. So I'm looking forward to it. Switching over to Apex Legends, we had the EWC event this past weekend, and I brought my boy Jumba, an competitive Apex content creator, on to talk about the event. He was there himself. Jumba, how you doing? Welcome on the show.
I'm doing awesome. It's so great to be here. Like, you know, we met in Toronto, like got to have like a great conversation, and now be on the show is pretty awesome.
We had the same sort of format that we've seen in competitive Apex history at EWC. Tell us about the event itself, and then we'll catch up to the finals here in a bit. But talk about the event itself. You were there in person. How was it?
Okay, well, actually, it was a slightly different format than ALGS. It was a much more cutthroat, ruthless format where 2 teams would go home on the first day, and then 18 teams went home on the second day. It's a little bit different. There's much more opportunity in ALGS to have like a second chance almost, I would say, which made EWC that much more exciting. But in terms of the whole event, it was just pretty grand, something that you wouldn't really experience, because I mean, they got a lot of money and funding to put into this tournament for all the games. And yeah, it was like almost like a big, huge festival. Everything just felt big is the best way to explain it. It was a hell of a time, once in a lifetime opportunity for myself. So yeah, it was very, very enjoyable. And I say once in a lifetime. I hope to go back next year, actually.
So in ALGS, we have a match point finals format, and this event was special. Talk to me about that tournament on Sunday and how it panned out.
Yeah, so the match point final, if you're new to Apex, don't know what it means that you have to hit a threshold. Usually it's 50 points, and then once you hit that, you have to win a game, and then you win the tournament. You get first place. So you can be in 8th place, have 50 points, win, and then suddenly you took first place. For EWC, they raised that threshold to 60 points, which that alone helped it be the longest match point final in Apex history. It went 13 games. Last time we had 11 games was 5 years ago in Poland in 2019. So yeah, pretty monumental. We've never seen that ever again. And it just created for some really, really intense moments. Like game 12, where Twisted Minds, there was a solo player. He was the last team not on match point. There was 4 other teams on match point, and he managed to revive both his teammates win the game, and push it to that game 13. It had everyone absolutely losing their minds. There were so many clutch moments like that. Just a great time all around.
Sweet falls down by himself. Now Funk, with a sliver of high ground, will try and make this happen. But Twisted Minds, with the most insane, that was the second respawn, I believe. Twisted Mind players were eliminated something like 7 times that game. 5, so I don't know. Too many.
So let's talk about the standings from the event. Who won it, and who do you think performed really well above their expectations, and who sort of stumbled, to the pressure at LAN?
Yeah, so Alliance wins. Alliance is a EMEA or European team and the first team from that region to ever win a LAN. So some great history there, a team that deserves it and has been in Apex since the beginning, especially their IGL Hawkes. Yeah, so I want to say surprising, but like I said, they've always been a good team. So not surprising. Like, they definitely deserve it. Some shocking performances on maybe on the disappointing side is SSG. Like, they've been talked about as like a super team this year, and instead they came up quite short. They just kind of squeaked their ways into the finals, and then still finished towards the bottom of the leaderboard, being one of the few teams that actually didn't hit match point. So kind of weird. They got some crazy fraggers on the team. Have to see what's going to happen with them in the future going forward now. Same with TSM, a team, especially Reps, who's never missed a finals lobby before. They managed to miss this time. I spoke to Verhulst a little bit and briefly told me that they just felt like they kind of wasted their practice leading up to the events. But they got a new IGL, a new player on their team, and they're definitely going through a changing period. So excited to see what they have in store for Germany as well. I think that they'll pull it out and they'll make finals for sure. There's Falcons, that was the absolute favorite. They had troubles closing out the tournament, but by far we're still the best team there. So I know they weren't happy about not winning, but undoubtedly one of the greatest teams.
So after EWC, what are we looking forward to next for ALGS in the next couple of months?
Well, in 3 weeks, we got the Split 2 playoffs in Mannheim, Germany. So yeah, it's going to be a second chance for a lot of these teams that maybe didn't perform as well as they liked to kind of see what they can do. $1 million on the line there, and then they have the championship after that. Not too sure when the dates are there, but yeah, so lots of good Apex to come, lots of big tournaments still in store for the rest of 2024 here, and to see what those players will go through.
Well, sweet. Yo, Jumba, thank you so much for hopping on the show. I really appreciate it, and yeah, we'll have you on soon, I'm sure, when the playoffs and champs comes around.
Yeah, I'd love to come back. Thanks for having me.
Then in some industry news that affects some loved ones at Call of Duty, Oxygen Esports is reported from Jacob Hale and Dexerto to be shutting down and closing all of its operations and effectively telling all of its employees and players to get out of their apartments with a 1 day's notice, which, we haven't heard any official confirmation from any leadership at Oxygen Esports, but the staff and the players have all tweeted out thoughts, videos, reaction images, even Slasher going to say, he saw this from a mile away. But we got a really good video from Chris, the head of content over at Oxygen Esports, talking about the situation and giving his perspective. Check it out.
Some of you guys may not know me, and some of you guys might. I am the director of content for Oxygen Esports and Boston Breach. These are people that loved what they did. I can tell you that firsthand. We loved what we did. We put in long nights, early morning with a small but mighty team to try to progress this scene because we all fucking love it. We wouldn't be doing it if we didn't love it. No one in esports would be doing it if they didn't love it and they wanted to take it somewhere that we can all see it going to. I know the people that I worked with. I know how talented they are, and everyone's going to be fine. And hell, everything you read on the internet isn't always accurate. So we're going to see this thing through. And yeah, the people online that are talking, we remember and we see you. I promise we do.
I really hope everyone over there lands on their feet. It was very evident that a lot of people over at Oxygen loved esports and wanted to see it grow. So hopefully we see those people stick around and help build the future of esports. But hopefully under a new banner instead of Oxygen Esports or Boston Breach. So we'll see. We'll see if Boston Breach actually still competes at EWC, because that's just in just a week. It's literally in 7 days. So we'll see what happens there. I'll keep you guys updated. But that's gonna be it for this week. It's been your boy Shostin. Thank you guys so much for watching to CC, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Rest in pieces, down for the count. No revival, you're bleeding out. Your epitaph says you died a wealthy man, but you could have it all come back.